Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Broken to Beautifully Blended. I'm Rockford. This is April. We're here with Jadyn.
Can we start over?
No, we're not starting over. You get one chance.
No, I don't. This is like the news.
Nope.
This is like the news.
One chance. That's it, baby. So,
Too awkward.
Jadyn is the second of 5 in age. She is 18, right? Senior in high school, at least for a little while longer.
Exactly 2 months from today.
2 months from today. So, Jadyn, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are your plans? What do you have in your immediate future?
In my immediate future? Well, I'm going to graduate high school. We figured that part out. I'm going to go to college, hopefully in Dallas, at Dallas Baptist University, to study biology, to go into physical therapy school maybe, and then also at the same time study ministry, and let God lead me to wherever He wants me to do that. I think He may be calling me to full-time ministry, but I'm not ready to, jump over that fence into saying that's what He wants me to do, so I'm sticking to my biology route for now. Yeah, that's my immediate future. That's what my focus is for now.
All right. Well, just so we're all clear here, once you cross 4 years of college, the rest is on you. I'm just saying.
Okay.
That way there's no confusion. When you go, I want to go to PT school. Yep, great.
To pay for it?
Figure it out. So.
Full-time ministry.
You figure out how to pay for that then.
Yeah.
No. So, we've been married 10 years. So, you were roughly 8 when we got married. The oldest of the blondes, as you're often called. And you were the oldest for a while. We talked with Allison, and she talked about how you guys had a difficult time sort of figuring out the new roles coming together. But what do you remember about life before we got married?
When you were single?
Single, or even whenever I was married to your mother?
I guess whenever you're married to your mother, because, that's chronological. But what I remember of you two being married was really a lot of fighting. I don't remember a lot of, family time. I guess we did have family time. You went out and did stuff. But you guys did fight a lot about things that she would rather do. And you have a family now, so you got to act like a family and be more mature. And so after she left, it was really chill, I feel like. I remember a lot of dance parties. We had a lot of dance parties. We kind of just were around the house all the time. We never really went out. We were in Siloam Springs all the time with Nana and Pawpaw, so we did fun things with them. But whenever we were at home, we were just home. Cooking Hamburger Helper and listening to Phil Collins and Sammy Hagar and kind of just living life. We didn't really go to church. Before you guys got divorced, we were kind of in and out of church, I think. I remember going to First Baptist a few times whenever I was little, but whenever you two got divorced, then we weren't really in church much. Really at all, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So, we got married. Big new world, right? So, tell us a little bit about how things went for you, that first several years that we were married.
I guess it took me a long time to adjust. Her and I really struggled with our relationship until, I think high school, really. It was just hard for me to give up, like Allison said, our roles of being the oldest and having to take care of everybody, take care of Reagan and Lauren, and help you out as much as I could. I didn't have to do as much of that anymore because you had a wife, and Allison was around to help take care of the younger siblings, and so I just had to adjust to my role, and it took a while just because I have that mother sense. Everybody calls me the mom of the group, so it just took a while to adjust to having a mom and being used to the dynamic of everything.
Mm-hmm. So, when did that shift for you? Was there a point that you can remember feeling like, yeah, this is my family now?
I think it really was the beginning of high school for me. Just because I really, before high school, maybe my sophomore to junior year, I really said, this is my family now, not, oh, we're split up. Like, I eventually gradually went into it, but I remember in middle school it was like, this is my family and that's their family, we just live together. So I think during high school I really started to realize, like, this is our family, this is how it's going to stay, because we had rocky moments like, oh, what's going to happen here in the marriage and in the family. And so whenever I finally realized that you two had solidified your marriage and your relationship, that we have to solidify our family now. So it was kind of beginning years of high school that I started to not believe, but like act like it was my entire family.
Well, I believe is probably a good word. It's hard to act like you're a family if you don't believe that this is the way that it is, right? So, you're in high school and you are going along. Things are starting to gel together. Do you notice much of a difference between the way that Allison and Thomas are and you and Reagan and Lauren are? Is there a difference, or is it everybody's just thrown into this big mess together?
I don't know. I think it was at the beginning. But in high school, no, we kind of just either one, don't talk to each other at all, or two, all five of us are together. Normally all four, Allison's normally gone. But I remember whenever we were younger, then it was more like us three and then those two. Even though, like, Allison and Thomas didn't play much together, Allison was kind of on her own most of the time because she was the oldest. But I think we all had our own alone time, but whenever we were together, we were with our real siblings, our birth siblings, blood siblings. But as high school went on, or not high school, but life went on, then we finally just started meshing together. Now we all fight. And, hang out, do whatever, joke a lot, tackle Thomas.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys don't tackle him that much anymore.
Nah, he just crushes me. I'm the smallest one. Well, Allison's the shortest. But
way to toss that out there.
Allison is the shortest. I'm just the smallest one.
So, looking back over all of this, do you remember as a young girl sort of what your view was on marriage?
I don't know that I had a view on marriage whenever I was young, just because I never really had the best representation of it. And so I was just like, okay, they're married. It was that. Like you guys were discussing earlier, that a lot of girls, like, plan out their wedding day and have this big idea of what their wedding day is going to be like, but up to this day, I've never done that. I've never planned out what my wedding day was going to be like. It was more like, what is the marriage going to be? Not specifically the wedding day. But whenever I was younger, I don't remember having an ideology. Is that the word? Yeah, okay. An idea of what marriage was supposed to be like, just because I had nothing to follow off of. It was kind of just like, they fight all the time. And I didn't know or not know if that was supposed to be marriage or not.
So has your view on what marriage should or should not be changed, or has it had any other influences that you look at, other adults that you've been around in the church or at school or friends? I mean, how has your view on what marriage is or what it can be or what it should be? How has it changed?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. What's really interesting is most of my friends, there's maybe a couple of my friends that their parents are divorced, but most of my friends in my middle school years and my high school years throughout have been married since the beginning. Like, they aren't divorced. There's been a couple of them that do have divorced parents and have good parents, good step parents that have come in for them, but most of them, my closest friends, their parents have been together for a long time. And so I've learned a lot from, like, Danny and Rhonda Hover and Belinda and Kyle Flynn and Brad and Emily Collum, those ones that have been together for a long time. And also from you guys, just the fact that it's not a temporary choice. It's lifelong. So you have to choose to love that person and to love God with that person. It's all that lifelong choice. It's not some temporary thing.
Even if you want to strangle them, you still got to love them.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Any questions, Mom?
So what truly happened with the whole knife incident?
I don't even remember. I just remember one of us pulled down a knife and we got in trouble for it. And I did yank on Allison's hood and choked her on accident.
You yanked.
It was on accident.
You yanked on the hood on accident?
Yeah, because she was walking away, and so I grabbed her hood to turn her around.
Did she turn around?
I'm not as violent anymore, I promise. But, huh?
Did she turn around?
I don't know. I think she just cried and then yelled for Mom.
You know we weren't here, right?
Yeah, you were. During that, I think whenever I did that with choked her with the hood and the knife incident were two different incidents.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a real Brady Bunch around here. Does it seem like the Brady Bunch? You feel like maybe the Brady Bunch gave a bunch of people...
They're a lot more happy than we are.
think the Brady Bunch gave people false hope?
Yeah. Nah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it all depends on your perspective. We struggled. I'm sure that the TV Brady Bunch may have struggled some.
But they resolved it in 28 minutes.
Yeah. It didn't take 5 years.
Yeah. What else?
So, saying that didn't take 5 years, what was the biggest thing that you could see a difference in from the first 5 years to the second 5 years?
Like everyone else, like all of us say, the kids is really the fighting. You guys used to fight all the time and yell and scream and just not ever come to a conclusion. You kind of just stop fighting, and then one of you would sleep on the couch or go take a drive, and then the other one would go to bed, but you never really solved whatever issue you were trying to get over. But as time went on, as you guys split up, or not split up, but like focused on your relationship with the Lord so that you could come together and have a relationship with the Lord, for the Lord, then the fighting, yes, it still happens, but like that's part of life. But you resolve whatever conflict you're trying to get through, and it's not violent. You guys did it. It wasn't violent. Like yelling
Not
a
as
lot.
violent.
It wasn't ever violent.
Not as volatile.
Sure.
I thought it was funny. So that's called a Freudian slip. You know who Freud is?
No.
No, you'll learn about that in college, right, everybody? Freud was a psychologist. He came up with a lot of the modern psychology that people use now.
Oh.
So.
Might have made me look stupid on camera.
What is the line from Clue? You don't need any help from me.
Yeah. You trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests? You don't need any help from me, sir. That's right.
So that's something that you just did that you guys do a lot at the dinner table or whenever you're together. You quote movie lines.
Yeah, I think it's really hilarious that we consider our family time sitting down and being silent and watching a movie. You can't talk. but it's family time because we're all
That's
sitting in the
not
same
our
room.
family time.
Yes, it is. You said we're gonna have
No.
family time, and then we sit down and watch a movie.
But we have dinner at the dinner table.
Well, yeah, we do have dinner at the dinner table, but the movie lines come from watching so many movies. We watched a ton of movies as kids and growing up, just because that's what we did as a family, was watch movies. Quote a lot of movies.
You guys love a lot of great movies.
We do love a lot of great movies.
What's your favorite movie?
Clue, Moulin Rouge. We like The Breakfast Club, Better Off Dead. We like, what else do we like? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. A lot of Disney movies. We like the Disney movies.
Now our family time is in a fifth wheel.
Occasionally, if we ever get any warm
If we
weather.
ever get out.
So, one last question before we go. Has what you've seen in your lifetime affected what you look for whenever you're seeking out someone to date or someone to be potentially your spouse? Do you think about that? I mean, do you think about what you have experienced?
I'm hungry. Anyway. Yeah, I think what I've been through, or what we've been through, I look for someone that I know or hope to know that is not gonna leave whenever hard time comes, and that they're gonna mature and have a relationship with the Lord. I'm still looking for that guy. That one
Thank
dude.
you, Jesus.
To be that person that I know that has a strong enough relationship with the Lord that is gonna stay by my side, by our children's side, and mostly his relationship with God and our relationship with God. And that's on me too. I have to have a strong relationship with the Lord to be able to be sought out and pursued by a man of God. That's one of my things. I need to be pursued, not, hey, I'm single.
How'd that go, Dad?
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Mom?
I'm surprised you didn't go, no.
No, I threw up in my mouth a little. Is there anything else you'd like
Said
to
the
say?
right words.
You did say the right words. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
This is the most awkward thing I've ever done.
Really? You've done some pretty awkward
No,
things.
it's just on my list.
Like the J-Dog show.
Yeah,
We're not talking about that.
throw a few clips of the J-Dog show in there.
No.
That's
How I entertain myself, okay?
It was so funny because when you started talking about how we all had our alone time.
That's what I was thinking of.
And I was like the J-Dog show?
Yeah, I used to play on my
I'm
little
telling
iPod
you,
Nano.
that was the best. You know, back whenever you used to have fun.
Yeah.
Now you're all serious all the time.
Not all the time. Most of the time.
Some of the time.
I'm trying to get stuff done.
So, all right, Jadyn, thank you. Thank you for being on the podcast. And I'm sure we'll have you back, but let's get you graduated and on to college. Off to Dallas we go. Yay. So excited. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon with Reagan. She's going to get her chance in the hot seat, and then Thomas, and then we'll eventually get to little Lauren. And that should be interesting. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Broken to Beautifully Blended.